Speaker, I want to thank my very good friend Steve Cohen from Memphis, Tennessee, my home of Al Green, and we had a lot of good times in the state Senate. We brought some famous people to the floor. Our dear friend Steve Cropper is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Some of his guitars are in the Smithsonian, many others. But Isaac Hayes, that's correct. Steve and I actually sang the theme from Shaft. I'm sure on the Senate floor, I'm sure somebody will dig for that, and hopefully that's been erased from history. But when we brought Isaac Hayes, that was right. I almost forgot about Isaac. And we had a great relationship with those folks. And people often ask me why I'm friends with Congressman Cohen. He's probably my oldest friend up here, truth be known. He's correct. We did sponsor a bill to raise the speed limit. I think I asked for 85. Knowing we'd take 70 in the House. And the week prior to that, I'd actually brought Peyton Manning to the House floor, and I think I could have probably passed communism and gotten 100 miles an hour if I wanted to that week, actually, because that was probably the most popular I've ever been in the legislature. But truth be known, why I'm so good friends with Steve Cohen is I lost my daddy years ago, and my dad was my hero. He really was. He and my mama were exceptional people, and Steve was the first person to call my mama and offer his condolences. And I always remembered we were at the graveyard trying to get the sites at Veterans Cemetery. And I remember Mama said, "Oh, Steve, you shouldn't have called. This is costing you money." And I'll never forget that. And that was my sweet mama. And she loved Steve. She prayed for Steve. I don't know if it did any good, Mr. Speaker, but I know it doesn't have anything to do about the bill, but I just think America needs to know these things.
I'm still here.
But I rise, yes, you are, and I rise in support of the TVA Salary Transparency Act. The Tennessee Valley Authority is an American public power company providing electricity to over 10 million people in Tennessee and 6 surrounding states. TVA employs over 10,000 people, some of whom make millions of dollars per year. Millions, Mr. Speaker, and this is in Tennessee. Tennesseans deserve to know how TVA operates and compensates their executives, especially when TVA covers a region that's 65,000 square miles and the compensation is to the tune of millions of dollars. There's no such thing as too much transparency, and I hope our friends in the media cover this. The TVA Salary Transparency Act requires TVA to report to Congress on the salaries of employees making more than $123,000 annually, or the highest pay rate available for federal employees. Specifically, TVA must report on those employees' names, salaries, and job responsibilities. I have continuously advocated for greater transparency from TVA in other areas as a state legislature and as mayor, as now as a congressman, and passing this bill is a step in the right direction. Once again, I'd like to thank Representative Cohen and ask my colleagues to support this bill. It will provide transparency to the millions of folks who rely on the Tennessee Valley Authority. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back.